What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Magic Cat. Today we're back in another crypto video. Hope you guys are doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, today you're going to be educated how to never get scammed again in crypto. A little bit of a clickbait, because of course there's no guarantees from this video, guys. We're going to try to cut down those odds. I'm going to keep you guys aware of the different, very innovative ways, guys, these scammers are learning, especially in Solana. If you've been in Solana, you've faced every scam on earth. So I'm going to try to tell you guys all those types of red flags that you need to keep up so you can generate your own kind of red flag checklist, because of course there's a trade-off. Okay, you can keep doing those analysis for your token that you're interested in. The trade-off is time. It takes time to analyze it and stuff like that. So if you are, for example, like me, where every now and then I try to invest in new pair tokens, right, tokens that just launched, time is money, so I need to make that decision quickly. Is it trusted or not? So this is why I try to limit the checks to certain things, but that's not the main topic of today's video. The main topic of today's video is I'm going to show you every type of thing that you need to check for, and of course it'll make you a better trader, a disciplined trader. Guys, do not fall for okay, it's a bullish name, we're going to give it a pass, they don't need to lock their liquidity. What if they just launched, it's too soon to ask for locked liquidity, I'm going to invest in it? No, guys, I've been there, I've made those exceptions. 9 times out of 10 they still ended up putting out liquidity. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still make money before they put rug, right? But you have to be quick enough. It's too risky, not worth it. Okay, and I've seen in Solana, by the way, they literally rug for hundreds of dollars. It's crazy out there, right? I don't know what's going on, but yeah, Solana is, I'm not here to say, okay, whichever network you need to choose to. Every network has their scammers, do not get me wrong. So this is why this will apply to everything, and I'll try to mention as much resources for different chains as possible here. The EVM compatible ones, and as well Solana specific ones, because Solana is booming right now in terms of meme coins and stuff like that. So these are precautions that if you are new to crypto, you need to watch this video fully, understand it, write it down, come up with your own checklist, so you can make the better decisions. Reduce those factors, external factors of, okay, oh, it was bullish, but unfortunately they rugged. Okay, so keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, this is a nice little tweet here. They print this stuff out of money, out of thin air, literally. Opt out with Bitcoin. Another little reminder here that being in crypto, you're winning. It's a hedge against inflation. So welcome to my channel. If this is one of your first videos, subscribe for more videos like this. Let me know what you think so far. Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, one of the first checks is, of course, the basic checks that I like to call it, is where you just check their website. You check their Twitter. Is it botted? Is the website made of a cheap template off of Wix? No. These are bad, guys. Okay, so we're gonna take an example here. The Pepes, this literally just launched 8 hours ago. It's looking good, right? 14k liquidity, 193k market cap. Great, right? So we're gonna check their Twitter. This is their Twitter. It's not bad. Okay, there's a sign that shows that they paid for Twitter Premium. That's good. That's almost $200 a year. So that's good. Shows commitment in terms of the dev team behind it. And of course, you want to look at what the activity. They seem pretty active. That's good. The followers are kind of low, but I would rather see this than an inflated 5k followers with low engagement. I've seen some projects do that so that they can seem, oh, they have a lot of followers, but the engagement doesn't reflect that, or he has bot activity. Do not like that. You might attract Jeets with that 5k followers of yours on Twitter, but it won't attract serious people like whales, dolphins, whatever, sharks, to invest in it. So take your project seriously, let it grow organically. So you know what? I'm not mad at this. 180 followers is fine. It's absolutely fine, especially for a token that just launched. Yeah, that's pretty decent actually. And of course, this is their website. It's not the best in terms of polishing and stuff like that. This is probably AI generated here, maybe. But you know what? It's good. You can see that they've spent a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of energy. But going on to the next check, ladies and gentlemen, which was what? Checking out the liquidity. There's a lot of tokens that launch every single day here in the crypto world, ladies and gentlemen. So if we go back here to the new pairs, let's say I'm focused on Solana, or let's say I'm focused on BSC chain. One of the most checks is honestly, what's the initial liquidity, right? 2000. Look at this one, $4. What are we doing here, sir? This is a Wendy's. No, this is not it. You don't want to invest in low liquidity, because guys, honestly, liquidity is as simple as money in the ATM. If you did a 2x, if you did a 10x, 100x, but there's not enough liquidity for you to exit, you're either not going to be able to exit at all, or you're going to be absolutely wrecked by the exit liquidity. You're almost going to have like a 90% inefficient exit, where you're going to be taxed basically 90% because there's not enough money to handle your fees. Okay, so keep that in mind. Liquidity is very, very important. And obviously the next important thing about liquidity is it locked? All right, so that's one of the most common ways to rug, by the way, is if people do not lock the liquidity. So of course they can make money, because as people buy up the token, the liquidity itself will thicken in terms of value, because of course liquidity is a dual asset token. It has one side of the other side of the pairs, so such as Solana, and the other side is the token itself. So as people buy it, the liquidity value does go up, and that's how some scammers, they literally put out liquidity, they detangle the LP, boom, they made money, and now you're not able to sell your tokens. Okay, so this is why it's super, super important, ladies and gentlemen, to check for that. And one of the main checks, for example, here on Solana, I take it and I put it on rug checker. So for example, if I go rugcheck.xyz, I paste that in, we paste in the token. Now I believe this is it's a BSC token. So for example, we put it on a EVM compatible token sniffer. This is actually an OG website, by the way, very OG. Okay, so we can see in the analysis here, token is sellable, so that's great. There's actually another token here, another website scanners called honeypot.is, really great. You can paste it in, it literally simulates a buy and sell. So it passed the check, the fact that, okay, yes, you're able to buy and sell. It tells you the gas as well, so just in case they didn't make it super expensive to sell or super expensive to buy. And you can see, okay, holders analyzed, average gas. That's great. This is really, really great tool, by the way, really quick. But of course, as you scroll down here, owner/creator wallet contains less than 5%. No, that did not pass. So the owner owns 67% of the token, which is absolutely a red flag. Okay, ownership renounced. The token is not renounced, which is not great. That means now the owner can literally amend a few variables here and there in the contract. No, huge. This is the second red flag. You scroll down, at least 9% of liquidity is burnt/locked. No, it's not. So again, this 3 huge red flags with that token, Pepes, even though it's bullish, even though they paid for a banner, they paid for an icon, they made a website and Telegram, it doesn't pass those checks. Therefore, I will not be investing. Of course, you can double check this on your own. You can click on the Explorer here. It opens the BSC scan. And this is the part where you can do other checks. Okay, this is the part where you need to do a little bit of like chain analysis. You can check for basically the origination or the token distribution, right? So if this loads, basically what you want to check, for example, sometimes it's actually better to take this into Dex tools. This is why as well I use both Dex tools and Dex screener, by the way. So what I'm going to do here is copy this, and then I'm going to paste it over to Dex tools, paste it, and it will open, and it will show you the different LPs as well. This is one of the checks. You want to see what are the different routes, right? So there's one right here. And then what you want to do is scroll down, click on the date, so it shows you the earliest, right? Because remember, this is an 8-hour token, I believe. Let's see, 9 hours ago. So you want to click that, and you want to see the first original buys. Okay, so you want to see that, and you can see, okay, it's almost by the same wallet. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on them, and you can see there's other wallets. Okay, that's diversified, not bad. A few people here and there. Because sometimes what you can do as well, ladies and gentlemen, is see that what the owner wallet, which is, by the way, the owner of this token, he would snipe their own tokens, right? Which, bypasses is a huge red flag. So what I'm going to do here is actually analyze the holders. Click on the holders side here, and you also want to see the actual unique amount of holders as well. There's tons of checks that you can do. The unique amount of wallets that makes up the buyers, the buyings, the makers, basically. So the number here is 28, which is honestly is kind of low for that big of a market cap. 28, so it's kind of a red flag in my opinion. So anyways, you see now right here, yeah, Huge red flag. So you're telling me the LP, which is, you know, easily identified right here. You can see it's a contract by that icon, these two contracts. Now, I'm not sure what this is. This might be another LP. I don't know. But yeah, this is a huge red flag, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this wallet, 67% of the holdings. Not good. All right. It's very not good. I mean, everything else is kind of not bad. You know, it's very dispersed distribution, but who is this guy? We need more answers. Most likely, no. Especially the fact that the token is not locked as well. This token has been ruled off ages ago. Do not, in my opinion, guys, do not allow any exceptions. I've done this. I've been there before. The best way for you guys to learn, honestly, is by mistakes. And the cheapest way for you guys to learn is to learn from other people's mistakes, such as mine. So this is why here I'm telling you, do not make exceptions where, oh, you know, the token just launched and didn't get enough time to lock the token. You know, let me just give a, you know, it's bullish, I'm gonna make an exception. No, guys. 9 times out of 10 I lost money with those where all of a sudden they pulled out the liquidity. I wasn't able to sell my $300, $600, $1,000 worth of tokens, and they ran away easily. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. The second thing, of course, one of the basic ones is to check for contract verification. Because if they didn't verify their contract, guys, you won't be able in some cases to even see the contract source code, or you won't be able to see the latest amendment of the source code, which is not great, ladies and gentlemen. So what they can do is hide their, you know, malicious taxation system. They can hide their mint functions, you know, the renouncement status and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. And the next point as well is the mint function. So, you know, what happens, of course, you know, when you deploy a contract, it uses the, you know, it initially mints the initial supply, if it's like 100 million, 100 billion, 100 trillion, whatever it is, and then that's it, right? But some of these tokens, they have a mint function that stays within the contract, which is absolutely doesn't make any sense. So anytime I see a mint contract, which by the way, there's an exception. Okay, so for example, what's the exception here is Hex. You know, we all know Hex, we all know it's trustable, but there's a mint, it's a mintable token, right? Because depending on, you know, the amount of people, because, you know, it inflates with proof of weight, right? Because it's a certificate of deposit token. So as time goes on, it will mint you, or it will owe you more tokens. So there has to be a mint function. So there is exceptions, but keep in mind, you have to really factor in what makes it a trusted basically token, right? Who are the people behind it? Are they doxed? Do they have a KYC? Are they on a centralized exchange? Now, I understand being on a centralized exchange means that it will probably have to be, you know, super later in the timeline of their launch, because it's super hard to be on a centralized exchange. But you have to think about those things. Okay, well, you know, are we going to make exceptions for anything now? No. You know, the fact that I know Hex, the people behind it, you know, Richard Hart, blah blah blah. I know the fact that, okay, it's mintable because it's all algorithmic. It's not going to be minted because most cases with those devs, and I've seen those cases before, ladies and gentlemen, where they literally, I mean, look at this chart. It's another rug happening. It's just another day. It's just another day, honestly, guys, in the crypto world. That's the unfortunate thing. The fact that it's not unregulated, this is why I need to make videos like this, okay? Because it is unregulated. But I was going to say, in terms of the mint function, what do they do? Even though you might see, oh, the liquidity is locked, that's great. No, they would still use that mint function, and they can mint, like, let's say they can mint another 100 million tokens, and it's now in the owner's address, and now they're going to dump it. You know what I mean? All of a sudden they thought, oh, liquidity is locked, they have a nice website, they got this and that. No. He just minted 100% of the tokens, and he owns them, deleted it, or dumped it, I mean, on your head, and now your tokens that you have are hyperinflated and worth 99% of worth minus 99% of what you originally invested. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Other things to check as well is, of course, for fake volume, wash trading as they call it. You just want to see, which is actually Token Server has a really great, it's called the bubble map. So you can click on the bubble map, and now this will take a minute, so I'm going to probably talk about other things. You know, for example, you know, we talked about checking liquidity, and that is super important. Locked state. One of the main other things, of course, is the distribution of the holders. Now, I did talk about, of course, you know, majority holdings is held by one wallet. you need to keep an eye, and this is actually one of the hardest ones to spot, is a token that has been sniped by the owner themselves. But what do? They don't snipe it with the owner wallet address. They snipe it with a bot that buys the token and disperses it across 10 to, like for example 20 wallets. Now the only way to check it is to honestly go on Soul Scanner, go to the holders, or go to ETH scan, go to whatever scan, like right here, and then you want to look at it. You're gonna probably have to analyze them specifically and see if they're related somehow. Like, if at one point this wallet sent something from this, or if at one point all 5 of those wallets received the gas fees, right? Received like BNB to pay something from the same owner wallet. Keep that in mind. You have to link it up together, and it might take some time. As I said, this is a trade-off. If you want to be more and more confident in a token, it'll take more and more time. So it's up to you at this point, right? But the easiest way to indicate it quickly is if the first top 10 or top 50, top 20 tokens have almost the same percentage. I've seen this. This is the easiest way to find out. So if you see, no, this is not a case, by the way, this is fun. But if you see a case where, you see this person, the top 10 or top 5 wallets own 1.7% of the of the supply, that's a flag. That's a red flag. Okay, maybe we'll say, okay, what if the max holding is 1.7% back? Great, but most of the time they don't really do max holdings anymore. Well, they do it, but it's rare that you see them actually program it in. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you see 1.7, all of them 1.7 in a row like that, that is a red flag. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, aside from that, we're gonna go back to the bubble map. You can see this. These are the top, I guess, top 5 wallets. They're not interacting together, so that honestly that passes a check. Obviously, that's only one of the checks. So guys, honestly, I mentioned the different resources. This is a case, but this is a good case of a token here called where is it? Is this one? Shark Cat. So of course it has the lock icon. That's really great, and it tells you it's 99.9% burnt. If you guys didn't know what burnt means, it's basically where you take the LP tokens, you send it to the dead address of that token, of that network, because once you send it to the dead address, nobody can control that wallet. So it's considered burnt, right? It's when you send stuff to the burn address, right? So you can tell that it's fully burnt by saying it here, but remember, sometimes it doesn't show on the screen. It doesn't pick everything up, but that's great. Being burnt, that shows commitment from the dev side. And of course, the fact that they've paid for a banner, paid for an icon, they have a website, they have a Twitter. What you want to do, check the same thing again. Check the basics. This website looks pretty damn good. They put in time, effort, and money. AI generated images, but guess what? These are really well thought out. That's actually pretty cute. Wow, I should have bought this actually. And you can see 11.1k followers. Now let's check, for engagement. Not bad. Doesn't seem like bad engagement at all. 6.4k views. It's a good ratio as well. Realistic. I don't think they've used any bots. Very active as well. So it passes a lot of my checks. Okay. And of course, you're looking at the graph. You look at the makers, the unique wallet makers, 3.2k. That's very good. You can see the volume itself, high volume, so that's very good as well. Liquidity, very high as well, so that can easily sustain people's buy and sells without exit liquidity issues. And you can see this, very healthy interactions. And of course, now the top holders, this is the next check, right? We take this, let's just take this token, put it into token sniffer. Oh, I didn't find it for some reason. Is this on Solana? Let's double check it. It is on Solana. So we're gonna take this. I believe I actually already scanned it. Yeah. Mint, I guess SC, and then supply XYZ creator. There you go. Market cap, great. Mint authority, so none. That's good. And you can see that 99.97% of it is locked. Analysis is good, so that's like a perfect score. And you can see their percentage. Now, obviously, this is probably one of the things that I talked about, but you see it's quite well dispersed, ladies and gentlemen. 1.68%, 1.44%, 1.41, 1.16. So if this was a sniped token, it would be 1.44, 1.44, 1.44, 1.4. It's just too good to be true. How come all different wallets are buying exactly the same amount of tokens? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's the hardest thing to check. Okay, so we talked about most of the things, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I don't think I've had, I think I have anything else. Wash trades. Yeah, honestly, we talked about liquidity. I'm checking all my checklist. This kind of gives you guys an insight of what to check. But keep in mind, guys, minting LP, you want more money into it. It's a sign of commitment from the devs, and the LP is locked. Token renouncement as well is a very important one. For example, here, if I go back, this one obviously failed. It's not token renounced, but you want it to be token renounced so that they're not able to change a lot of things in the contract. Is so it's immutable at this point, right? And as well at the same time, but keep in mind, sometimes even when you renounce a token, ladies and gentlemen, it could still have re-entrance functions where they exploit a system, or they exploit a certain part of a contract function where they have purposely put a backdoor in. So you really can't catch them all, guys. Okay, you really can't catch them all. If you see any red flag, do not take it as an exception. Take it and run away. That's what I'm trying to say. Take the red flag, run away type thing. Capture the flag type game. I'm gonna end the video there, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you've kind of gained an insight, guys. This is from me losing a lot of money from this. So I hope you learn from my mistakes, and I hope you learn something new today. The different resources, I'm going to keep them all in the link in the description. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.